Hello MMO champions! We are back for another episode of Top 10 MMORPG to criticize. Bringing you to another top 10 list of MMOs to debunk, or praise. Are they gonna milk out our wallets? Or is it gonna be worth it? Put it in the pocket? Or out to the trash? Today you will decide. At number 10, Odin, Valhalla Rising. Developed by Lionheart Studios, under the name Project Odin following a published Korean MMO. Black Desert Online shows us a new mobile MMO with a twist of Norse mythology. The game has been created with Unreal Engine 4 and will center around the epic battles fought in Valhalla, ruled by the god, Odin. The game shows players explore vast and detailed open-world locations from across Norse myth, highlighting the wide plains of Midgard, the rocky forts of Jotunheim, the snowy reaches of Nidavellir, and the dense woods of Alfheim. What's more is that players will have a wide variety of characters to interact with, and mounts to get around on such as horses and wolves, but also flying creatures like eagles and dragons. Right now, the game is slated to debut sometime next year, but the question remains as to when it might launch outside Korea. It's highly doubtful, but given the success that other Korean MMOs like Black Desert Online and Blade and Soul have achieved abroad, as well as the growing awareness of high-profile Korean games in the West, it's likely that it will happen sooner or later. Odin Valhalla Rising is maybe a rather ambitious title, but what do you think? Its release is to be announced within 2021. At number 9, Tower of Fantasy is a free-to-play online anime action RPG developed by Chinese outfit Hata Studio. Powered by Unreal Engine 4, the revealed trailer has made many jaws drop to the floor and started comparisons with Genshin Impact, another exciting anime action RPG. Another thing that the two games share is that both are in development for PC and mobile. Fans are also saying that they spot Dragon Raja vibes in this game. What do you think? The Tower of Fantasy character creation system seems very competent, with sliders to adjust height, weight, and facial features, besides many pre-made costumes and face details such as hair, eyes, headwear, and more. Mounts will be a part of the game, providing you with different means to explore the open world. You can use a hoverboard, motorbike or jetpack, and these are just 3 of the means of transportation that were revealed. A Tower of Fantasy release date is yet to be announced, but a 2021 launch is likely to happen. Sadly, there are no updates on a Western release, but with other anime MMOs such as Blue Protocol coming to North America and Europe, Tower of Fantasy is shaping up to be another great addition to the genre. Coming at number 8, Bless Eternal. Have you ever heard of Bless Online, a PC MMORPG that was shut down and milked the money of many gamers? You heard it right. And now NeoWiz, publisher of Bless Online, announced a release of its mobile version. Powered by Unreal Engine 4, teasers has been revealed to mobile gamers, an MMO packed with sweet graphics and awesome game features. The main story revolves around a decade-long war between two factions, the Nation of Hieran and the Nation of Union. The game world is separated by different climatic zones. Players can choose their character's race and class, with race determining which faction they align with. Players can join PvP castle sieges to advance their faction power. Winning sieges grants new quests and resources. Faction and race-dependent role-playing scenarios are also available for players to advance their character progress. That all said, Bless Eternal is offering a number of activities for players like world bosses, guild raids, and a number of PvP modes. It's just a question of how long the tutorial segments and subsequent leveling will draw out before one gets to those points. There has been no announcement yet of when it will be released, but more likely it will be in Korea this late 2021. At number 7. Path of Exile Mobile. If you're a big fan of MMORPGs but quit because you think you don't have enough time to grind, you can jump back in now because many MMORPGs are making their way to mobile, and one of them is Path of Exile. Published by Grinding Gear Games, it comes with a very interesting lore and super dark and awesome ambience. The mobile version of the game is pretty much similar to that of the PC version, but the developers have tweaked the game to allow mobile controls. In addition, the maps are generally smaller to accommodate mobile players who are often on the move. What's even better is the fact that the game is going with the free-to-play but pay-to-look fab economy system, which makes it delightful to play without having to spend money. If you are the gamer that likes action roleplay hack-and-slash MMOs, then this might be what you are looking for. Currently, there's no release date for the game just yet, but we'll keep a lookout for any announcements. At number 6. The game that we've been waiting for. Marvel Future Revolution. Netmarble and Marvel Games' latest collaboration, Marvel Future Revolution, was officially announced last May 4, 2020 during the hour-long Marvel Mystery Panel at PAX East 2020. It's an open-world MMORPG that, if the in-game footage is to be believed, looks really quite impressive. Alongside the announcement came some light info on the heroes you can play as and the villains you'll be taking on. Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Captain America, and Captain Marvel are all playable. I imagine they'll each have their own unique skills and combat styles, replacing your standard RPG classes. Some of the supervillains you'll be tasked with taking down include Red Skull, Yellowjacket, Baron Mordo, Dr. Modok, Green Goblin, and Red Goblin. Definitely expect some more heroes and villains to be revealed in the coming months. We also got our first look at some of the in-game environments. You've got the futuristic hub cluster, the Chosen Valley, and the Great Desert of Sakaar. These all look hugely impressive, and I'm glad to see the team has gone for distinct areas as opposed to a single sprawling world. What's more interesting is that it looks like Marvel Future Revolution will dip into some Spider-Verse style shenanigans, with multiple different versions of Spidey and some other famous Marvel faces. Marvel has announced no set release date for Marvel Future Revolution, not even a general release window. But fingers crossed it will be released in the middle of 2021.
Because this is not just a fight. This is a revolution.
Coming in at number 5. Torchlight Infinite. During China Joy 2019, Chinese developer Xindong, the team behind Ragnarok M Eternal Love, once again brought Torchlight Infinite to last year's show. It is a collaboration project between Xindong and Perfect World, the IP owner of the Torchlight games. The term, Infinite, was chosen as the development team has an ambition to create a mobile game with a high level of freedom in both playability and content. The mobile action RPG is confirmed not to have classes, but utilize a character-based system, each with unique abilities, similar to League of Legends. Free-to-play will be the business model used, with cosmetic elements being monetized. With the successes of Torchlight 1 and 2, Xindong is determined to create a Diablo-like experience with a focus on magic inspired by a dark fantasy, something which many games claimed but failed to execute and disappoint players. Some great games used as positive examples include Path of Exile, Diablo 2, and Titan Quest. Crafted using Unreal Engine 4, the action RPG is scheduled to launch just in Asia, but it is still to be announced in 2021. At number 4. Sword Art Online Black Swordsman, Ace. Another action-based MMORPG featured last year in China Joy 2019. Bandai Namco revealed that they're working on a new Sword Art Online mobile game called Sword Art Online Black Swordsman, Ace. The plot twist in the original story is that you're an upcoming fighter and you meet Kirito and Asuna in the introduction, where you see a glimpse of their skills. You start as one of two characters, basically the male or female version of a sword and shield specialist. This character is nameable, and will be your main character. The game features character customization where you can choose your gender, hairstyle, skin color, and many more. You can also pick a career in-game which wasn't fully explained, but this may either be about your combat styles like dual wielder, fencer, tamer, or it may be a profession like a blacksmith or a cook, since SAO doesn't really have a class system. Meanwhile, the user interface looks like your typical mobile where the attack and skill buttons are on the right, your movement is on the left, and a drop-down menu tucked away neatly on the sides of the screen. The release of the global server is yet to be announced in 2021. Down to number 3. Blade and Soul 2. Produced by NCSoft, it is revealed that it supports mobile devices and PC cross-platform games. Since players can use the same account on different platforms, I can sense that 2021 is the year of buying new high-end mobile devices. You heard it right. You better save up your money starting today. Powered by Unreal Engine 4, it is said that Blade and Soul 2 is an orthodox sequel to the popular MMORPG game, Sword Spirit. The background of the game's previous Sword Spirit, the past heroes have become legends, players can explore more unknown new areas, and touch the unsolved mysteries. It is going to be a better fighting action and freedom of operation, and the performance of the monster has also evolved. The monster will show a variety of changes according to the player's actions, which will increase the tension of the battle, and the player can also use a variety of according to the battle situation. The release has not yet been announced, but you can now pre-register. Coming at number 2. The most awaited controversial release of Blizzard's Diablo Immortal. For those that doesn't know about the game, Diablo is the world's premier action role-playing game series. Interestingly, it's a game that's effectively spawned many imitators. However, very few other games have managed to come close to the original's addictive, gear-gathering, dungeon-crawling grind. Diablo Immortal is a mobile massive multiplayer online action RPG developed by Blizzard Entertainment in partnership with NetEase, coming exclusively to Android, iPhone and iPad. The move from PC to console to smartphone has been a rather controversial one. And because of this, the game already seems to be dividing the series of hardcore fanbase. We're not sure where we stand yet, but we do think that Diablo Immortal could be a genuine antidote to a lot of the horrible Diablo clones that plague mobile game stores. Surprisingly, Blizzard has remained largely quiet about Diablo Immortal since its controversial reveal. The game is designed for a touchscreen, with virtual controls that overlay the display, a directional thumbstick and ability buttons. The player can aim the ability by holding its button. Each of the 6 character classes, Barbarian, Wizard, Monk, Necromancer, Demon Hunter, and Crusader, have 4 abilities, which differ across character classes. Skills generally aim towards the nearest enemy. Blizzard plans for each class to have 12 unlockable skills, from which the player choose 5 to use concurrently. Defeated enemies drop items that can be equipped via a pop-up button. Players can join and leave groups that play through dynamic events. Unlike other Diablo series games, in the Immortal preview, the mana resource is removed and newly equipped items do not change the visual appearance of the player's character. Before we go to the last on the list, please hit the like button, subscribe, click the notification bell to help us with our channel and get updated with our latest top 10 list. Many thanks. Down to the last on this list. At number 1. Warhammer Odyssey. Warhammer has long been a beloved series for many. Starting off as a board game, the game has branched out into the video game world with many titles. The latest title to come from the series is Warhammer Odyssey, a mobile MMORPG taking place in the Old World. A fascinating universe filled with many iconic locations, characters and lore. York explains that the world will be large with many places to explore. Each main zone is around a square kilometer each, so players will definitely find that there will be a lot to discover. There will be 6 classes in the game which players will be able to choose at the beginning of the game. Despite having to look a certain way to these classes and races, players will still be able to customize their characters according to their preferences. To make traversing through the map faster and easier, the game will feature fast travel points. Players will have to make their way to new areas by foot. However, once they've reached these areas, new travel points will be unlocked, allowing players to fast travel to these locations at will. Its release is yet to be announced. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.